Hello world, you're listening to Peak Performance Mentor. I'm your host Diego Natale, and today we are discussing another very important concept that could change your life. The reticular filter and the law of attraction. Why your brain is the secret magnet. Before we start, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps me to grow organically, reach more people, and keep delivering content that makes a difference. My question to you, have you ever decided to buy a certain car and suddenly you see it absolutely everywhere? That's not magic, my friend. That's your brain filtering system in action. The Reticular Activating System, or RAS, we are going to call it RAS. Now, here is where it gets interesting. What if I tell you that the same brain filter is the science behind the law of attraction? What is Reticular Activating System, or RAS? The RAS is a bundle of nerves at the base of your brain stem. It filters millions of bits of sensory information coming in every second. Let it sit for a minute. Every second, a million of bits of sensory information. It decides what you consciously notice based on what your brain believes is important. It's why your name in a noisy room gets your attention, but the background chatter doesn't. The rest is like the nightclub bouncer for your brain. Only VIPs, the thought you are emotionally invested in, get in. That is the reason why writing down your goals in a military mission statement format with the 5 Ws works so well. Writing down your goals, program your reticular activating system to filter what matters to you and get you one step closer to your goals. It simply tunes into what matters to you. Now let me break something down real quick. Every second, your brain is hit with a crazy amount of information. I'm talking about everything you see, hear, feel, smell, and even the stuff you are not paying attention to, like the pressure of my chair or background noises. Scientists estimate that the human brain receives about 11 million bits of information every second. But what is a bit? A bit is like the smallest piece of information possible. Just a 1 or a 0. It's binary, like male and female. Think of it like a light switch. It's either on or off. Now, put 8 light switches together and they form what we call a byte. Kind of like combining 8 Lego bricks to make one solid block. To put it in context, a photo you take with your phone every time may have around 5 megabytes of information, which is 5 million bytes or 40 million bits. That's just one photo. Now, imagine your brain is processing hundreds of millions of bits every single minute. So, how do you not go insane from all that information processing, all that data? That's where the reticular activation system, or RAS, comes in. Is your brain's personal bouncer, we mentioned that, deciding what gets into the IP room or the things you should be aware of. Out of 11 million bits every second, your conscious mind only processes about 40 bits. That's it. Like zooming in just one pixel in a massive screen. You have probably heard this once. You attract what you focus on. That's the basic idea behind the law of attraction, and it blew up in the early 2000s with cheap and unsubstantiated books like The Secret. But here's the thing, it was often misunderstood. Back then, people were told, think positive and the universe will give you what you want. Sounds nice, right? But that interpretation skipped the science behind how our brains actually work. The reticular activating system is the brain internal filter. This network of neurons help determine what you notice in the world based on what you tell your brain is important. So when you visualize, journal about, or emotionally invest in something, whether it's building a business, finding a partner, or healing from burnout, your RAS says, got it. This is priority. Then it goes to work. Quietly in the background, your RAS starts selectively scanning your environment for anything that matches what is your priority to you. This is called selective attention. And it is not magic, it is psychology and biology. You don't manifest a new job by sitting on the couch, but you prime your mind to notice opportunities, resources, and people that were invisible before just because you started paying attention. And you will get that job when your preparation meets with the opportunity. So, yes, it's not just positive vibes. It's your brain literally scanning the world for confirmation of what you believe and expect. That is a real secret. The universe doesn't give it to you. Your brain helps to find it. The law of attraction says you attract what you focus on. Energy flows where your attention goes. But the practical mechanism behind that may just be the RAS. When you repeatedly visualize or emotionally invest in something like success, relationships, or money, your RAS flags those things as important. It's not just positive vibes, it's your brain scanning the world for confirmation of what you believe and expect. This is the selective attention we spoke, and it shapes your perception and behavior. Real examples are visualization athletes use this for mentally rehearse their routines. The RAS then prime the body to act in line with those thoughts. The job hunting example. If you tell your brain that there are not good job opportunities out there, your RAS won't bother and filter absolutely any opportunities for you. But say, I'm going to find the perfect opportunity, and you put a keywords in there in your field of interest, and suddenly the world looks different. Relationships, I have my personal opinion on this, and I would say that only work in relationships if you concentrate on being the best version of yourself and you become that person, then you will attract your match. But do not attempt to be with a gorgeous fit girl or boy if you eat junk food and look like you have never been at the gym. Common sense. How to use it consciously? You can use affirmations. Repetitions builds emotional value. The visualization, the more detailed the mental picture, the stronger your reticular activating system response. Journaling, gratitude, program your filter to find what's good, be positive. What you focus on becomes your filter. Your brain will seek, scan, and sort reality to match it. So maybe the law of attraction isn't just about wishful thinking. Maybe it is a neuronal system that, when used deliberately, becomes your built-in compass for success. Want a better life? Change your filter. Your brain is already listening. So that's all for today. If you found this valuable, click that subscribe button below and you will help us grow, rank higher, and reach more people who need this message. Now I'm gonna leave you as I always do. Be grateful for those little things and you will unlock a life of abundance. Ciao. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.